Bob is 35. He is sick and tired of his alarm clock. He's not dreaming of a Lamborghini, he just wants to wake up at 11 a.m. and drink coffee while watching people sprint to the subway. But how much money does Bob actually need to quit his job tomorrow and never work again? Never. Our first level is $4,500 a month. Not luxury, just a normal life where you don't lack anything. A lot of people are thinking right now, well, $4,500 a month, that's more than enough. Let's check how much this freedom will cost Bob over the next 55 years, until his deep 90s. A roof over his head. Bob rents a basic one-bedroom apartment for $1,600. Plus $100 or $200 for utilities so he doesn't have to sleep in a jacket during winter. Total, $1,800. But the landlord isn't a charity. They raise the rent by 2.5% every year due to inflation. At 35, Bob pays $1,800. At 65, it's already $3,600. And by the time he's 90, Bob will be shelling out $7,000 for the exact same couch and leaky faucets. How are we calculating this? We take the annual expenses and compound them by 2.5% more for each subsequent year. Then we add up the expenses for all 55 years. That's exactly how we get $2,496,000 for housing. All other categories are calculated using the same formula. If you're already feeling uneasy, don't be. The most expensive part hasn't even started yet: food. Bob doesn't feast on mussels, but he doesn't buy instant ramen either. Groceries, $370. Occasional pizza or burgers with friends, another $300. Total, $670 a month. Doesn't seem like much, right? But that's only the second expense item. Wheels. An old but reliable Toyota. Insurance, gas, tightening a few bolts, $400 a month. Health. Here comes the most painful punch to the gut. Since Bob is no longer a corporate slave, there's no free insurance. A good insider medical policy, $450. Plus a dentist, back pain pills, another $100. $550 a month. Sometimes you need a break. Once a year, Bob flies out to warm his bones in Mexico for a week. That's $300 a month, or $3,600 a year. Life's little joys. Underwear, socks, a new iPhone every 3 years, a Netflix subscription, and beers on Friday. $600 a month. Alright, everything looks perfectly reasonable, but let's put it all together. Over 55 years, that's almost $6 million. To be exact, $5,991,000. Just for Bob not to starve to death and not to live in a trailer for the next 55 years of his life. Shocking? There it is, the real price tag of an ordinary life. There's one problem. Bob watches TikTok. Everyone there is doing amazing. Then he looks in the mirror and thinks, am I worse than others to be stuck in a one-bedroom? By the way, his cousin recently bought a Mercedes, and now, at family barbecues, Bob feels like the poor relative. This level isn't about comfort at all, it's about buying respect. Bob wants to walk into a restaurant and not look at the prices from right to left. He moves up to a new level, $8,000 a month. You know what the strangest thing is? At this level, Bob thinks he's already rich. But you're about to see where his money actually vanishes. Housing. A 2-bedroom apartment downtown where the neighbors don't scream at night, $3,300 including utilities. Food. Steaks, salmon, sushi delivery 3 times a week, $1,200 a month. The ride. I mean, how can Bob live without a BMW? Black, leather interior. BMWs love maintenance, and maintenance absolutely loves money. Insurance, 98-octane premium gas, repairs, $1,200 a month. Biohacking. Top-tier health insurance and a gym membership and a trainer yelling, "One more rep," $700 a month. Recharging. 3 times a year, mandatory. Hotels with pools, occasional business class because his legs cramp up in economy, $800 a month. Shopping. Clothes not from the clearance rack, colognes, gifts for girls, $800 a month. Individually, every purchase seems logical. The trouble only starts when you look at the total bill. Over 55 years, this lifestyle will cost Bob $11,093,000. $11 million! And take note, Bob hasn't bought a yacht, a plane, or a mansion. He just upgraded his comfort level. And this is already the level where Bob is an official big shot in the eyes of his high school classmates. But for him, of course, it's not enough. This is where Bob completely loses his mind. He no longer asks, "Can I afford this?" He asks, "Do you have the exact same one but with gold buttons?" The budget skyrockets to $22,000 a month. And right here, a weird thing happens. It seems only the expenses keep flying upward. The penthouse. A neighborhood where only supercars park, $6,500 a month. Restaurants. Michelin stars, oysters for breakfast, a personal waiter who knows exactly how much ice to drop in his whiskey, $2,500 a month. A Porsche Panamera for the summer, a G-Wagon for the winter, $3,000 a month for insurance and seasonal tire changes. And of course, Bob doesn't forget about his health. A personal nutritionist, vitamin IV drops, a massage every 2 days, $2,000 a month, plus vacation. The Maldives. First class only, overwater villas, 6 trips a year, $4,000 a month. And just to make Bob happy, Rolexes, designer clothes that go out of style in a month, and other unnecessary things, $4,000 a month. Bob's total bill for living the unlimited life? $30,505,000. $30 million! You'd think it's nothing but bliss from here on out. Is Bob a god? Not at all. Right here, he slams into a wall. And everything starts to break. And then, Bob reaches a number that breaks the entire logic of money. He doesn't live in one place anymore. He lives across cities. A penthouse in New York, a residence in Los Angeles, another in Dubai. Fully staffed, always ready. About $25,000 a month goes here. Not for housing, but for presents. Food is no longer eating. It's access. Michelin dinners, private chefs, hidden rooms with no menus. Around $10,000 a month disappears into taste and convenience. Travel becomes constant and effortless. Business class is the minimum. Private jets appear when time matters more than cost. That's another $30,000 a month. Not for vacations, but for movement. Cars are no longer owned in one place. They exist everywhere he does. Drivers, insurance, logistics, replacements. Roughly $15,000 a month just to make transportation invisible. Health is no longer treatment, but optimization. Elite doctors, longevity clinics, performance tracking. Around $10,000 a month to maintain the system. Experiences become the real luxury. Private events, island rentals, access instead of tickets. Another $20,000 a month for moments that can't be repeated. And the final layer is the most human, the buffer. Watches, art, spontaneous desires, gifts, things that don't need planning. Another $10,000 a month. Total, about $120,000 per month. And here is the strange truth. Even if Bob doubles it, triples it, or earns 10 times more, nothing fundamentally changes. Because there is no $500,000 a month life that feels dramatically different from this one. There is no hotel that is 10 times more comfortable, no meal that is 10 times better, no car that produces 10 times more happiness. So everything above this level stops changing his reality. But the most important question is, how do you make this amount of money in the shortest time possible? If you're interested, leave a comment and I'll make a video about it.